Let's see if we can take command of Standard Hearthstone with Unholy Egg DK. Now you might be wondering, why are we trying to use Egg of Khelos in a DK of all classes? Well, it turns out Egg of Khelos is one of the better counters currently right now to imbue Druid. And DK has quite a few ways to pop this egg multiple times, allowing you to get out that 2020 pretty quickly. However, if you can't win by doing just that, you can always resummon a board full of eggs with Umbra, slam down a Grave Strength on it on the following turn, and then basically finish off your opponent, since most opponents are going to avoid destroying any of the eggs, and it'll be their downfall. Now, for the one guide of the list, the most important cards to look for are either going to be Egg of Khelos or Holy Egg Bearer. Then you're going to be looking for cards that will easily allow you to give those attack, such as Command Claw. Any other early game minions are pretty good to keep. If you are in an aggro matchup or against Imbue Druid, keeping a combination of Wild Pyromancer and Poison Breath is always good too. Now, let's look at some games. Okay, Warrior. Hey, there's a few Warrior lists floating around. I'd be curious if this is Egg or if this is Herald. I have a real fun Warrior list that I want to showcase on the channel. But the thing that's keeping me from it is every time I get close to the Wombo combo with the deck, it just it sadly does not work how I want it to work. So I just haven't been able to get the footage. It probably will still be coming out Friday, I'd assume. Shouldn't say it hasn't been working how I wanted it to work. It has been working the way I wanted to every, like, 10 games. But every time I get close to the combo, the opponent just gives up. Okay, let's draw, right? Pass it back. Okay. Oh, Command Claw is pretty good. Next turn. I'm going to pop this. And then I'm going to coin out the Mosquito. Actually, no. We'll just pass it up. We don't need to. I was thinking about maybe we would, but I think it should still be fine. But yeah, I'm trying to bring some fun and unique lists. I know, like, egg lists are, like, half of the meta right now, but, like, I wanted to do something a little bit unique. And there was a viewer in Twitch that was like, hey, why don't you try out this DK list? And it was without the egg. I will say this. I showcased this deck on the next stream after he had suggested me doing this, or maybe 2 streams after, and he was confused why I included the eggs. But I think this version of it is probably one of the better versions. Or I think I've perfected it to what it is, yeah. With Poison Breath is actually such a useful card in this list. Now, Poison Breath and Wild Pyromancer actually kind of counters other egg lists that are sitting in the meta. Because sure, while you pop your egg a little bit slower than some of the other stuff, if you can get rid of their one egg because they slam down Umbra, then you are in a pretty good position. And even if they slam down the Umbra, you could probably get rid of the turtle from that. I don't know. I don't expect egg to be long for this world, truth be told, whenever a balancing patch comes out, which is actually kind of why I'm rushing this out instead of doing the warrior list, even though it's been brewed for longer. I still really want to do a Blaze deck, but I don't have any faith in it, truth be told. I did try to make use of it for quite a while, and it just did not feel good. Maybe after a bouncing patch, it'll feel better, but... Okay. Umbra as a top deck is really nice. I think it's time to show them the power of yesterday. I'm gonna rewind this. I want some reborns. There's Precursory Strike. Wow, Pyromancer. That's actually pretty nice. Because I think that guarantees us egg, right? I get we can't... Oh, we probably actually should have attacked first, but that's okay. Yeah, I should have attacked into it, and then we would have had the egg after. That's okay, though. Okay. Enjoy a 2020. I guess they could probably execute it. They were probably like, oh, well played. Gets rid of the 2020, and then we just instantly get a board full of 20... Or maybe not.
Your fate is twisted with ruin.
Well, I mean, behold, a board of big old minions. And then the next step of this combo is we get a Unholy Frenzy and then just bub up all the eggs and crack their face with them. Like, that's the thing that I like about this version of the list is, like, the eggs in other versions are basically just dead cards a lot of the time, but, like, reviving all these eggs in this list helps. Oh, Gromosh. Interesting. The warrior list I was talking about earlier was a Gromosh OTK list. It just, I haven't got the perfect combo to actually survive. I've also been playing that deck really, really badly, sadly. I have gotten some fun replays, the alternate location in it. Alright. Okay, Priest. There has been some fun, interesting developments with Priest recently, at least in Standard. Because a lot of people, there are some, like, fun... I think the fact that Egg is holding up half of the meta decks right now is kind of sad. I know we're playing an Egg deck, but, like, still, that doesn't change that statement at all. I think we coin out Egg, and we just hope they don't have Cease to Exist, truth be told. Well, actually, Cease to Exist would still be a destroyed egg, so it would still work. It just can't be a hex.
Elune, bring guidance.
Okay, we can use command. And then that will do nothing because it's -2. It's funny that that's how that interaction works, but whatever. Oh, they're actually going to pop the egg. That's kind of a shock. Thank you, bud. Man Claw number 2. Get rid of their minion. Slam down number 2. Charge their face. And bye-bye. Not the greatest minion to ram ourselves into, but whatever. When are we going to get a true Shadow Priest deck again? I kind of miss it. Maybe I don't miss it. I said that and I was like, oh right, that was just an aggro list. Actually, no, I kind of do. I miss a viable priest list that is not exactly Zarimi Protoss. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's been a lot of nice experimenting going on with priest since I've uploaded the priest list. I think some people are like, yeah, probably don't want to run the quest. Quest kind of feels bad. I'm kind of in agreement with that. I know some people are also like, man, you really want to be able to use your hero power to do what the hero power does and buff it up, but you also kind of need the imbue hero power just to be able to do anything in priest right now, which also kind of sucks. I don't know what the solution there would actually be, truth be told. I think, though, if, like, a few cards get nerfed here and there, I think we might be in a fine position where a priest deck could, like, pop up to be tier 1. I just think imbue druid probably... all the stereotypical control classes just don't have an easy access or tool for imbue. The closest that you get is exactly this deck, where you're using Poison Breath and Wild Pyromancer, but you only have 2 of them in a deck, so it's not, like, really the greatest thing in the world. I really kind of just want to Umbra because we do have that Unholy Frenzy in hand at the slot. That would be funny. The dream combo that I really want to showcase with the deck is just overwhelming my opponent with 2 Unholy Frenzies on a bunch of eggs. This also prevents, like, a Ceaseless Expanse from... Yeah, Ceaseless Expanse. Cease to exist from nuking us into oblivion, too. Sure, we don't get an additional 20/20, but, like, 5 eggs is enough, right? For Sanctum. So it is... ELTK is a deck that I want to cover at some point, but I wanted to, like, get a little bit more variety. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice top deck. I don't know if I think we do it. I think this is a dumb play. We probably should have used Unholy Frenzy here, but I think... I think 2 20/20s is, like, enough of a pain in the butt for them to actually deal with. I'm trying to think of, like, what card instantly gets them out of this scenario. Repackaging doesn't exist in Standard anymore. I guess mending one of these would get rid of one, but it doesn't get rid of the second. Unless they have the second location. Fate into... Fate's a cool card. I wish more people played it. It's a nice little combo enabler. Light It Burns would be also a pretty cool card for them to have rotated back in, but they didn't. There's a few cards that, like, I don't think they would doom the meta, but would be really, really cool to see in Standard, and that's definitely one of them. Oh no, a bunch of taunts. What am I ever going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth here, bud. I think it's about to... be time for you to dig your own grave. Let's get rid of all those and just go face for game. There's a few hunter ideas that I want to maybe showcase on the channel, but we'll see which one actually comes out first. I think hunter will probably be the next class showcased. I'm looking at hunter, then probably warrior. The warrior list is taking a little bit longer to get the footage I want. I don't think I'm doing a Neri hunter list, though. I either want to do a dragon hunter list, or I want to do something with magma. I've kind of been putting that off just because I want to unlock the magma skin from the battle pass before I do it. But I think by the time the next upload would go up, I should be able to have it unlocked, so we'll see. Okay, egg bearer into egg. Poison breath and wild pyromancer in the hand is pretty good. Oh, what are you doing there, bud? Is this going to be something interesting? Magma is a beast. I have an idea for a deck that might be bad, which is you run a very small imbue package, aka like Houndmaster, to draw into your magma to discount it, and then you also have the 5-mana dragon that gives you a copy of your cheapest beast in your hand. I just really wish Hunter had a way to give your minions rush in standard. I know, like, at one point we had... What's the card called? Shaw? Was it Shaw in standard? But it's been a while. I actually think Magma would probably be broken if you had easy access to, like, Rush or... I think I saw a Mark Z video suggested to me where he was doing it in Wild with the Rhino that gives all your beast charge. That's a neat idea. I wish I played Wild for that. I'm building up the foundation of a collection. So maybe eventually we will. I know the YouTube algorithm will probably hate me if I upload a Wild video, even though I'm a standard player, but whatever. We can always explore. It is a Magma deck! Okay, that's kind of fun. But yeah, I really wish we had a way to give all those rush. It makes it pretty hard to get use of all 99. I think we're looking for Poisonous and Rush. That is not Poisonous and Rush, that's Poisonous. Ooh. Do we have enough damage? I don't think we do. Oh wait, we do. Perfect, actually. I'm assuming that's untimely death, which is why I don't want to up it. Truth be told. Can you imagine if Mixologist existed still in standard with that card in particular? The fun that could have been had. Really popping the egg? I don't know if I would have done that, bud. Oh, not a revolt. Oh, that's a lot of poisonous. That sucks. But, like, not as bad as I would have expected. Freezing trap? Okay, that is kind of annoying. Get rid of the bigger ones. We're still taking, what, 14 damage next turn? I also want to do something with Gen. I just don't know what I would do. Priest is the thing that I was thinking about. Priest or Hunter. But I really don't want to do like a face hunter just using Gen. I think that would be kind of boring after doing. I don't know. Maybe that'll be what it do. Okay, well, let's just make these hungry drakes gobble up their minions. It was untimely death. Okay, so I was right earlier. Then we can slam down Umbra next turn, and it's probably GG from that position, right? Oh! Oh, I have a funny haha play. Because we can hero power. Oh, I guess we could have used soul. But, like, hero power, that gets rid of the egg, and then we make 1 egg turn into 5. Enjoy. What an excellent combo. Alright, now we're through again, so this goes my final thoughts of the deck. So, I ended up playing 30 games with the deck, ended up with a 50% win rate, which is actually pretty good. However, in the last 10 games, I added in Wild Pyromancer and Poison Breath, and in those 10 games, it had a 60% win rate. This combo actually allowed you to deal with a lot of the other pesky aggro decks, while also acting a way to trigger your egg even quicker than previously in earlier versions. Overall, this deck is actually quite budget friendly compared to a lot of the decks that I've usually put out. Though it is an aggro deck, so if you're not a fan of aggro, maybe skip out on it. But if you're a fan of more wacky lists, this is probably one of the more wacky Khelos lists that you're going to see right now, and it felt pretty decent against most matchups. But before we end the video, special thanks to our channel members of Genuine Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, then you can always join one of the 3 membership tiers, which got recently new graphics. But if you can't afford to do that, there's always leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, or turning on the notification button. But until next time, bye-bye.